Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
We are here. We are here. Yay! It's a terrific Tuesday. It is. This is Sabrina, Caterina, Crisette, and Gloria with We Got Issues. Thank you for joining the conversation. Oh my goodness, we talk about it all. We are positive, powerful, not Pollyannish. I'm telling you what, you never know what you're going to get with these amazing women. They always bring it to you live in living color. We're here, you guys. Thank you for joining WFDF 9:10 a.m. the Superstation with the force of friendship. We are here Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And when I tell you, you can find us on iHeartRadio. You can find us on the 9:10 a.m. app. You can find us on Facebook with the force of friendship. You can find us on Facebook over there at 9:10 a.m. If you want to find us, you can find us. Let's just be clear about that. But we are here, and today we are talking the gig on the side, the extra. Hustle, baby. Hustle, hustle, hustle. We're talking, don't even try it. Don't even claim that you're broke. If you're broke, it's a choice because there's too many side gigs out there for you to be broke. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Call us at 313-778-7600. We want to know, what do you do for extra cash? We want to know, are you getting your holiday hustle on? We want to know, what are you involved with? What's paid you the most? We want to know. Well, I will tell you that I've been in business with these girlfriends for 30 plus years, and we've always had a hustle, a side hustle. My side hustle became my main hustle 30 years ago. It got so good, I was like, forget the side, it's about to be my main thing. And so that's what it's been, direct sales in the cosmetics industry, and excited about it. So call us at 313-778-7600. We want to know what's up with you and your side hustle. Crisette, First Lady Crisette out there. Even the First Lady got a side hustle, okay? First Lady, top
don't play
first. How are you
Hey
today?
everybody, I am doing fantastic on this terrific Tuesday. Excited to be here. And you know I love this conversation. I promise you, people know if you stick around me long enough and you do anything good, I'll put you in a business, okay? I can sell ice to an Eskimo, okay?
That's the truth.
It is
That's
just
the truth.
It
That's
is
the
the
truth.
truth. It's the truth. It is just in me. And you know what? I have learned not to make any apologies. It is just who I be. And because of that, Sabrina, you said own my power. So I own my
That's
power,
right.
okay? And you know what? I love the saying that it is as honorable to sell as it is to buy. So you better know, if you're around me, I might just sell you something. So always come ready with a checkbook and some cash, okay? And I'll take Cash App too. But yeah, this is going to be such a good conversation. So today I didn't do a whole lot, but still actively, trying to get moved into this new house. But I'm telling you, just listening the few minutes that I did to the news today, of course, all eyes are on the Kyle Rittenhouse case. The jury is out now for deliberations. And at any time, I think they've been deliberating 6 to 8 hours. So at any time, we can expect a verdict. So I don't know. I'm feeling some kind of way. I was talking to someone that was doing some work at the house, and he said, I don't think he's going to be convicted. And I said, you know what? I hope that's not the case. I hope that he is convicted of something. I said, now, I will say this. I wouldn't be surprised because we know how the justice system is. And then you would want to think with this jury, I believe the majority of them are all Caucasian. I think there's only one Black person on the jury. So I just hope that color doesn't get in the way. I hope that, sometimes, he's so young and, all of that. And somebody else, one of the commentators were saying, one of the lawyers was saying that, the jury will look, and sometimes, how you relate to people does play into, the verdict that you give. And so, yes, he's a young man, but when you think about all of the steps it took for him to get from point A to point B and to, shoot those individuals, I'm sorry. I mean, to me, of course, I'm sure the jury heard a lot more than we did, but to me, it seems to be an open and closed case. But hey, we thought that about a lot of other cases, and that wasn't the case. So I don't know, girlfriends, how you feeling about it? Caterina, how you feel about?
Okay, but Chris, when you say you hope color does not play in this thing. How can color not play a part? I mean, one person of color. I mean, come on, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to keep hope alive.
We don't want no more black pastors in there.
No.
We don't want any black pastors.
That's the other case, Caterina. That's not this case, but that's another.
It
that's
is
another
this
case that we need to talk about.
Oh, that's Ahmaud Arbery. That's Ahmaud Arbery. That's Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I totally know that race plays a part of it, but I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, prayer, toes crossed, everything, that they will give a verdict based on the merits of the case. And that's all you can hope for, is that justice will be blind and that they will do the right thing. Because I'm telling you, I know we've done it before. We've been in this place before, and hope beyond hope, and we've been disappointed. So I'm hoping, just like in the George Floyd case, I mean, we were still praying that, the officer would be convicted, and he was. So we're going to see. But I know I'm going to feel some kind of way if they let him go free.
Well, they got the National Guard on standby for one way or another. And it's going to be pretty ugly if that boy gets off. I mean, it's just the pictures. Honestly, I haven't even been able to watch much of that trial because it just sickens me. It stirs my soul. It conjures up feelings that are not good. It's unfortunate that it's even a possibility that he can walk. Caterina, what are your thoughts?
All of the above, but I'm not feeling great about it. Part of it is we have to understand the laws. And as I've listened to some of the laws in the state, and has the same thing that happened with George Zimmerman, how they define self-defense. Sometimes they make the laws and the jury has to follow the law. I mean, they don't have to, they can do whatever they want to do, but that's what they're charged to do. And so we just have to really be woke about what the laws really say and what you can do. But to me, the fact that he had the gun and showed up and his mama dropped him off, I mean, that's enough right there. You were going in to incite something.
What parent does that, Caterina? What parent takes an underage child with I don't know if it was an AK-45, AK-47, whatever it is. Who does that across county lines? Who takes their child into a volatile situation? Who takes their child and gives him a gun? At 17 years old, you're immature. I mean, you can't even carry that kind of weapon. Now he's getting off because the barrel was, so many inches, which is absolutely absurd. But I'm saying, what kind of parent does that?
It's unfathomable. It's unfathomable. And the unfortunate thing is, if the tables were turned, some people say if the tables were turned, we know what the answer will be. But the reality is, if the tables were turned, he'd be dead, because they would have shot him when he walked down.
Absolutely.
He wouldn't have walked away from there. That's the reality. There wouldn't have been no trial. So, I mean, a black man walking down the street, you don't even have to be bothering anybody. You got that kind of rifle on you.
Just jogging down the street, you hunted down like a dog and shot. And now maybe he was trying to rob.
Come on, Trayvon in a nice neighborhood eating Skittles with a hoodie on. you know what? Shut down because they thought he was doing wrong. So you guys, we do have to pray for our country. We got issues for sure.
We got issues, yes.
And that's why we're glad that we have this platform to talk about them. I consider it good therapy. Let's talk about it. We can't just keep it bottled in.
Right.
We're not wanting to be just about the problem, but certainly want to provide some solutions. And so this is a whole show all by itself. Let's move on, you guys. I'm sure we'll come back to this when we have a verdict. There'll be a lot to talk about. But today we are talking side hustle. Oh my goodness, side gigs. And we have a special guest. We're so happy to bring in our guy, Buddy Ellis. Bring him in, bring him in. Hey, Charles Ellis. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. Look at your mama just smiling. Look at your mama just so proud. Crisette, why don't you introduce your son before he speaks? Why don't you tell us about this great young man?
Absolutely. I am so excited to have my second main man on the show today. He is my favorite son. And I know he's my only son, but he's still my favorite son. And I am so proud of him. I mean, even from a youngster, he's always been very focused. He's always been very studious. I mean, I can remember when he would go to spend the night on the weekends with his friends. The friends' parents would come and the mother would say, Priscilla would say to me, she said, Crisette, she said, Buddy is something else. She said, do you know all of the boys are outside playing? And I said, Buddy, you can come out and play. And he said, well, I'm gonna come out, Sister Huddleston, when I get my homework done. She said, who does homework on the weekend without being told? So he's always been very focused. And what I love about him is that he has a mind of his own. You cannot make him do what he does not want to do. But when I tell you, this young man is the epitome of a side hustle. When I tell you, if there's money to be made, he is absolutely going to make the money. But let me just tell you a little bit about his educational background. Buddy is a graduate of Michigan State University, my alma mater. Okay. He chose to go there because his mama went there. At least that's the story I'm telling myself in my head. And he graduated with a master's of science degree in majoring in finance. And then he had to throw his dad a bone and go to his alma mater. He went to Wayne State and got his MBA with a specialization in finance. So when I tell you the money, show him the money, he needs to see the money. And so I'm going to let him tell you about all of the hustles that he's doing. When I tell you, was so excited in the pandemic, this boy was hustling because he decided to get engaged, and he brought me my daughter-in-law, Angelica. So yes,
and the wedding was amazing. The wedding was beautiful. We love Angelica. Yes.
Absolutely. And so he had a goal for the budget for the wedding. And he's like, listen, I'm going to hustle so that this wedding can be paid off. So without further ado, I could go on and talk about just how proud I am of my second main man, Buddy Ellis. Hey, Buddy. Glad that you're here with us today.
Hey.
Okay, Buddy, just know your mama, Buddy, you only have a couple of minutes before we go to break because your mama took all your time. So just tell us a little bit about you and we'll come back to you right after the break. So tell a little bit about yourself.
Oh, yeah. No, it's, she pretty much introduced my educational background and, went to Michigan State, then later went to Wayne State University. And now I work in finance. I work in accounting as well at both our church, Greater Grace Temple, and then also we have some charter schools. So I work in the business office there as well. So I guess I'm hustling, working two jobs, so. Yeah, that is my current employment. But yeah, pretty much I'm a very laid back, chill person. What you see is what you get. That's always been how I am. And, if I see opportunities, I try to hop on it while the getting is good. So you will definitely dig into, more specifics of that as we continue tonight.
Excellent. Well, buddy, to be young and just focused and business minded. Right now, I just read that 1 out of every 3 Americans have a side hustle. So it's a lot of folks out there side hustling. So we'll be right back. Call us. We want to know about your side hustle. 336-778-7600 and
313.
313, I'm sorry, 313-778-7600. We got issues. I've been doing this show and still don't know the number. Call us. We want to hear from you. We'll be right back. We got to go pay some bills. We'll be back. Oh my goodness. We are here and we are talking side gigs. We are talking hustling. And that was referred by this millennial, that song. He said we were ready for it, and obviously we weren't. But anyway, we tried to do some editing and we didn't quite catch that edit. But anyway, 1 out of 3 Americans have a side hustle. There's a book, you guys. We're missing our girl Gloria today, but she definitely contributed to the show. And I want you guys to make sure you look up this book, Ultimate Gig by John T. Fleming. This book talks about the importance of having a side gig. It talked about the gig economy can be viewed as the fuel that lit the fire of change in economies throughout the world. Flexible work grew out of a cultural shift in how we define how we wished to work. The gig economy also grew out of a need to earn more to keep pace with inflation. Talking about inflation, right now, 30% cost of living. Cost of living is higher than it's been in 30 years. So in our opinion, everybody needs a side gig. I mean, not everybody, but most folks that I know need a side gig. All right. So, however, your traditional job no longer defines work as related to the brick and mortar buildings that house the traditional 9-to-5 jobs. Perhaps the office-centric era is over, as many companies have now made decisions relative to how and when their employees can work. Work from home is no longer a wish, it is a reality. And the gig economy has been the fuel that has helped companies realize new and better ways to engage labor and serve consumers. And so, buddy, you've been on your hustle for a minute. I know I have worked since I was 14 years old. I've loved to work. I get my hustle from my daddy. When I tell you that man could sell everything. Before he passed away, he sold everything from diet cookies to oil and gas to newspapers on the corner. And I take pride in that hustle. We got to know that there is honor in hustle. So Charles Ellis IV, tell us about how long you've been hustling, what hustles have paid you the most, and what advice would you give to our callers?
Okay, well, I'll first start by saying I'm currently reading a book called The Psychology of Money, which I would definitely recommend all the listeners and viewers to pick up. It's so far a very easy read, not anything that's too deep. But one of the quotes that stuck out to me is the highest form of wealth is the ability to wake up every morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. Basically the life that you ladies are living right now. So you definitely, you want to get to the point to, that is what you can do. Like you in control of whatever you do. It talks about your time being valuable. Right. So when it comes to hustling and side jobs, you kind of do it with that goal in mind. So the way I look at it is my long-term goal is to get to that level of wealth where I can wake up every morning and say, okay, what do I want to do today? Whether that is me, maybe I want to go into an office and do some work, or maybe I want to go for a walk on the beach somewhere, but I'm in control. So to me, hustling is a way to kind of propel me towards that long-term goal. That's something you could do to help shorten the time it takes you to get to that long-term goal. And, also, when you are hustling, you want to make sure that what you have as far as your regular income and all that stuff, you kind of set that aside. And hustling, you have long-term goals like, okay, I want to be wealthy, control my own destiny, yada, yada, yada. But then maybe I want to go on a vacation. So the goal of side gigs and all that stuff, that is what you can use to fund these extracurriculars without having to cut into your, regularly cycling ecosystem, financial ecosystem that you have in your household, whether it's just you or you and your spouse, whatever budget you guys come up with. Mm-hmm. So, and you had asked me what hustles have I done? So my mom kind of mentioned during the pandemic, it was, I forgot. Oh, my friend, it's so funny. He came up to me and he said that he was doing this service called Ship. And I had heard of it previously because it had got introduced to our market. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty good or whatever. But he said he was just doing it for some extra cash. So all it took for me to sign up was he just showed me that in a week he made like $300. I'm like, $300 in a week for just something on the side? I'm like, okay, sign me up. Right. So I signed up, applied, went through the process. And my first week I did like $700. I'm like, okay, I found something here.
Okay, spell that. Spell that, buddy, because some people don't know what that is. Spell that gig. What is it?
Oh yeah, it's called Shipt, SHIPT, and it's a grocery delivery service. I think they've expanded beyond groceries a little bit, but primarily what me and my friends, I guess we're gonna get into that a little later, what we were doing, we were actually doing like the orders that were associated with Meijer and some with Target. So we go there, you have the person's grocery list on your phone, you go through, shop it out, scan the items, check out, deliver it to their door, you know, and that's pretty much the end of the process. And then you get paid.
Wow. Wow. And so does the store hire you, or no, this third party company allows you to go into their store and do what you do?
Oh, yes. So via ship in most of these gig markets and gig jobs, you are an independent contractor. So I'm an independent contractor and I get a 1099 from Shipt, or if you work in Uber or you work in DoorDash, you will be getting a 1099 from those respective companies.
Wow. Wow. 700 in 1 week. About how many hours, buddy, did that take you to make that money?
That is a good question. It actually seemed like such a while ago, but I'll say that I'm a numbers guy, and you know, I kind of like to plan my life out and do different things. I crunch the numbers. If I make a big purchase, I gotta, you know, make it make sense financially. So to me, once I started, I just would do a simple calculation to see, okay, each shop takes about an hour, and some shops are 2 items, so you in and out. Some shops are 100 items. I avoid those because, you know, as the independent contractor, you can decide if you,
okay,
you know, how you want to work it. So I pretty much had it to where I was making around $40 to $50 an hour doing Shipt, but it also had to do with people during the pandemic. It was a lot of uncertainty, so people were very, very generous with their tipping for Shipt. I mean, I had a lady who tipped me $60 cash when I dropped her delivery off. So people were very generous. So that definitely inflated, you know, my numbers somewhat, but you could pretty much pre-tip when there were so many orders coming in, so many people who were nervous to go to grocery stores. Without any tip, you could easily get about $30 an order. And then if you pick the right orders, it will only be about an hour for the shop. And then you could bundle. So then you can do 2 orders that go into the same neighborhood or same area. You can shop them both at the same time. Now you're taking 2 $30 orders. Now you're making $60 in an hour and 15 or hour and a half. So now you're kind of scaling the operation.
Girl, let me just say this.
Chris, Sabrina, let's go to the phone lines. We got a caller. Chris, you're muted, I think. Okay, let's go to the phone lines. I hope Bernetta is still there. Bernetta, are you still there?
Hi, I'm right here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Thank you for calling. We got issues. We're talking side gigs today.
Oh my goodness. The side gig. I started my side gig in 1986 when I started a Mary Kay business.
Okay.
And very, very, very part-time while I was teaching. And I've retired from teaching, and now making it my main gig. And I'm loving it. You know, it's being able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it. And have the room in your schedule and in your life to not miss any of the things that are really, really important to you. Like, I could be at my godson's football games. This was their first season, and they went 1 game away from the championship. And all of them were national players. And to not miss that, precious. And make no mistake, I'm headed for directorship in the next year and a half. And going to international. I mean, time is flying because I only have until 64 for national. Really?
Okay, but you gotta get to it.
I really do it. I move the feet, but having that side hustle, it's necessary today. It's necessary.
It really is. It really is. Renata, we're going to a break. Thank you so much for calling. You always.
Thank you for calling. We got issues. We're going to a break. We'll be right back. Hey. It ain't where I've been. Where I'm about to go.
All right. We're back. Thank you, Michael. Thank you for getting that music. I'm a hustler, baby.
But where I'm about to go. How about that? You guys, they say side hustles are more popular now than ever. There are two driving factors behind the trend. Number one, proactive desire and unprecedented ability to make extra money fueled by technology and social media. Number two, economic necessity. The money that these people are making on social media is mind-boggling. It really, really is. Also, they said that 45% of working Americans report, now this is even a higher number, 70 million people right now have a side hustle. Why are so many people side hustling? They say 38% more personal freedom, 27% extra income to save, spend, and or invest, 11.7% extra money to make ends meet, 6.2% pay off debt faster, 5.6% a creative outlet, 4.6% it felt like a calling. I was called to do it. And so, girlfriends, you can weigh in. What do you have to say about side hustles? Do you have any questions for Buddy, or do you have any comments yourself about your side hustle or things that you've done in the past?
Well, you know what? Let me just say, and then Caterina, you can chime in. I mean, when I think about and go back over my life and think about some things that I've done, I always thought, that what I'm doing now is like the first thing that I did. But then I had to go back and I was like, no, I've had several side hustles. I remember when, the oils that came out that smelled like some of the expensive fragrances. Okay. I remember buying into that, and girl, I was hustling some oils, selling it. You try to smell expensive at a reasonable price. Okay. I remember that. And then I don't know if you guys remember this. It was called Our Secret. And it was jewelry that looked like real diamonds. And I promise you, it was just so amazing. So I bought the kit. I bought all this jewelry. But when I tell you, I was hustling up some stuff. So I think, you know what, it's always been in my blood. And what's interesting, I never knew that my mother had any side gigs, even though she did work. My mother worked, most of her life until she retired. And then my dad, he never had a side gig. He had a traditional 9-to-5 job. And so I really wonder, where did that spirit of hustling come? Because I can't really point to no one else. My sisters, one of my sisters, she had a side hustle where she sells clothes, but the rest of them never really, were entrepreneurial minded as far as having a side hustle. So you know what? That's something that I really need to research to find out, where did the bug hit me? Where did it come from? You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And so I think I passed it on to my kids because, again, Buddy, I don't know if he remember, he started selling organo gold. So his hustle was coming in, and he was selling coffee. He don't even drink coffee and tea. He was selling that. And then Kiera decided to follow in my footsteps. So her products would come. Buddy's products would come. And one day I said, you know what? That saying is so true. It's not what's taught. It's what's caught. And I'm excited that both of them are entrepreneurs.
Yes. Caterina.
This is so good. Buddy. You got me Googling shipped. Okay. Because I hadn't heard of it before that. But I'm telling you, I love how you started the show, Sabrina. There's just no reason for anybody to be broke, because whatever your skill set is, everybody has a skill set that other people will pay for. As we went to the grocery store today, I just looked at all the spots where people just want to pull up and have you hand them their groceries. And y'all know we had Bryson on the show, 19-year-old, who is doing some massive investing. And right now he's in Dubai. I'm checking out pictures of him in Dubai, Chris. He's with our friend who took us around in Dubai right now. But he started out, his money for investing was from door dashing. He took that $30,000 he made from DoorDash, and now he's on his way to becoming a millionaire at 19. And so you really can do it. And I don't, like you said, Chris, I don't know where mine came from, but I remember being a kid and I was like, man, all these kids want to work. And they, back in the day when kids used to mow lawns and help clean houses and different stuff, I was the broker. I would get you a job. I was making a commission. I would get you a placement. You go mow that lawn. I don't want to mow no lawns, but I figured out that I could do direct sales, getting kids jobs. I always had a side hustle before technology. I would say, I remember making $13 an hour back in the 80s, counting cars, getting up early in the morning before they would build a shopping center, before they had all this electronics that could count it. We had to figure out what how many cars passed that way. And they would pay us like $13 an hour. That was like, $40 an hour right now when my gas was 79 cents a gallon. So I just always had a side hustle. So when it came time to want to pay off some student loans, it was like, are you kidding me? This is all you make in one job? It's unfortunate that you need it now. So many places living in California, people need it just to pay their bills.
Come on, gas, $5.50 a gallon.
Yeah.
$5.50 a gallon in California for gas. Yes. I mean, I don't know how they're living out there. I don't know how they're doing it. Our California guests, call in 313-778-7600. If you don't have a side hustle, you need a side hustle just for your gas expense. Oh my.
You see the
Right.
50, you see the 50 and 60-year-olds door dashing. They ain't all millennials and young. You see them.
Oh
They're on your
no,
street dropping
that's definitely was pretty interesting is when you just see, I always find it amusing when I see like older people in there waiting to pick up, because I also now do DoorDash as well. And it's always interesting when I just see another person who is older, doesn't look like me, and they also do. I'm like, the money is there to, to be had. And it is to a degree unfortunate that people can't work their jobs and afford the places that they, should be able to live and different things like that. But as Miss Sabrina said earlier, like right now, there's really not much excuse to not be able to make. And I mean, everybody is hiring. One thing DoorDash and that you will see is every single place is now hiring. And there's this one guy who I would see all the time. He stands right off of the Lodge. It's a freeway in Detroit, 8 Mile in the Lodge. And he's been standing there for years, and he's homeless and he's asking for money, but he always finds his way there, different things like that. And I'm just thinking to myself, and I've given him money in the past, and I definitely don't know his full story, and people are dealt some bad hands, but I'm like, if only he realized that now is the time where he could literally lift himself up out of a situation, because right kitty corner from him, walking distance, is a White Castle that is paying $15 an hour that I'm sure they need workers. So he has the ability to get to that spot every single day. Right. I don't know if he can find a shelter to where he would need to clean up, different things like that, yada, yada. But like, you could literally go get 15 an hour. And the fact that you stand outside all day, I'm sure you can stand inside. You could be picking up as many hours as you want. You would then be getting health care. Like, you literally could lift yourself up out of your situation. Like, everyone can kind of go up a level to a degree, because I mean, we know the billionaires and millionaires, they use these times to go up off of their investments. While things go down, they have money to just pour in, and once it all comes up, now you have new millionaires, billionaires. But for us regular people, the Bible talks about being the lender and not the borrower. That is a very strong truth to that. Like, I don't want to just be the one in the pandemic that's using DoorDash all the time because I don't feel like going down the street. I want to be on the back end for people paying me to use DoorDash. Yeah. I don't want to be one of the people complaining about high rent, and it is high, but you want to know what that makes me want to do? That makes me want to be a landlord. You know what I'm saying? Right. Not that I'm trying to rip people off, but I want to be on the side. Invest. I want to be the lender, not the borrower. And there's ways. I know you guys have had previous guests, like I, with the help of this lovely lady below me, had to borrow some money. But I even was able to leverage some of my credit cards to help buy property. And, so there's definitely strategies and ways for you to get out here and, get the money that is available. Like, there's not much excuse. And it's funny, you guys talking about the gas prices, and back during when we were shifting and driving different, gas was like $1.20. So your business is even that much more profitable, because now it's not costing you as much it would cost you to DoorDash or ship now, because now it's $3.50. But back then it was $1.25. So shoot, I'll drive all day. What's the opportunity cost? What am I missing out on? I was gonna watch some Netflix, or I was going to play Xbox or whatever, go online.
Hey, Sabrina.
I mean, that's not going anywhere.
Let me just say this. He was shipping so much. He had Angelica. This was before they got engaged. She came over. They were over at the house for a date night. He looked up. Somebody was offering some money for ship. He's like, I see you later. Left poor Angelica downstairs. He went to ship, and she was all by herself. You talking about hustling? He's like, baby, you got to understand. I love you, but it's some money to be made.
It's an attitude. Hustle is an attitude, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Go ahead,
it's also with a goal in mind. So like you mentioned, the reason why people hustle, like I don't necessarily just, running around doing it just because, I just want to run around and do it. Like I said, I want to be able to get to the point to where I can wake up and say, hey, I want to do whatever I want to do today. So that's my long-term goal. But back then, my short-term goal was, okay, I'm about to get married. So I want to be able to, buy a ring, and, you do it right the first time, then you don't got to necessarily upgrade in 5 or 10 years, whatever. I mean, y'all still be wanting upgrades right. Anyway, so that's pretty.
I hear you.
Yeah, buddy. I mean, but it used to be you do it right, you don't got to upgrade. Now you do it right, you still got to upgrade, but not in 5 years, but in like 10 or 15. But yeah, so everything we talk about the market inflating. Let's talk about women inflating as well, okay? But outside of that, I had a goal that
so good. This is such a great conversation, you guys. We're talking hustling. We're talking side gigging. Why? When? Who's doing it? Why are you not doing it? We'll be right back. a.m. the Superstation. Every day we are hustling. We're here Monday through Friday, baby. Talking about a side gig. This is a side gig, okay? Every day we are hustling, and it's exciting, exciting, exciting. We have our guest, Charles Ellis IV. He is young. He is ambitious. He is hungry. He has turned his side hustles. He works full-time, has side hustles, has been able to invest in property, and that's exciting. So we want to hear a little bit about that. But let me tell you guys some of the top ways that you can side hustle right from your home, right from your phone, right from your computer. There is investing, simple investing. You know, people used to think it took a lot of money to invest. Well, Cash App has a little investment thing right at the bottom, and they're saying that you could take $10 and start investing in Tesla, Amazon, Apple, and other big companies. I mean, just a little bit can go a long way. You have to start somewhere. So think about investing your money. Start small, turn it into something. The other thing they talked about, like, you could take surveys online and people will pay you for taking surveys online. There's also, I have a girlfriend, and real estate companies will pay you to go into homes and survey properties. I forgot what that's called, but I think I forgot what it's called, but if somebody else online knows what that is, but you can just Google it. Like real estate companies will pay you. They call it they call it personal shopping, but they want you to go into a home, survey the property. They want to know how the realtors are responding to consumers. And she gets paid really good, especially if you love houses and that's your thing. That could be a great side hustle. How about this one, you guys? You've heard of it before, but I mean, I've never heard of this, but people play a lot of games on phones. I don't have that kind of time, but people do. And they say you can get paid for playing bingo on your phone. It's called, check this out, Bingo Clash, CLASH. Write it down first, okay? For all of those who like to do a little gambling, okay? Bingo Clash is a real way to earn money from your phone. They pay you for playing bingo. Let's see, what else? Of course, we know Uber Eats. We know, what are some other ways that people are making money? Are Crisette or Caterina? What else you guys know?
Yeah, well, pretty much anything to do with delivery service is hot right now. So Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, Shipt, and there's some others out there, Postmates. I mean, they're out. If you're looking for it, you'll find something out there. And the good thing is most of it is your own schedule. I mean, that's part of what we want to do anyway in our lives, is control our own schedule, our own lives. So it's like, hey, I feel like working today. I feel like grinding. Let me just go knock it out. Or I don't feel like working. Okay, then I don't work,
I love it. You got to look for these opportunities. You guys, can you believe diabetic strips? People who get diabetic to go get treatment for dialysis, you get cash for your unused diabetic strips. Who knew that?
Wow.
Who knew that? And so you Google cash for diabetics, cash for diabetics. So there are just so many ways. They talked about getting free gift cards for shopping online. I mean, make your money work for you. Yeah, make your money work
Sabrina.
for you. Yes.
Sabrina, Fiverr is huge, Fiverr. You can, whatever your skill is, you can go on there and people will hire you. Tutoring is really big. A lot of people, online tutoring. I mean, there's so many things. And if you're good at writing, like you have the gift of writing, I mean, editing, freelance writers can get $30 to $70 an hour. And those are things you can do. Voiceover work. I mean, there's so much that you can do that people will pay, but you can use some of those services like Fiverr or Uptick or whatever. I mean, the room I'm sitting in, this whole room was put together by somebody that I got on TaskRabbit. And I hire him and I go direct from TaskRabbit because he was $70 an hour on TaskRabbit. Now he lets me pay him directly $50 because he's come to the house so many times. So $50 an hour, he put that together. I mean, he put it all together, so that's huge. Carpentry. So yeah. Whatever.
And I see someone on Facebook mention Amazon Flex. That's a good one as well. Delivering people packages and stuff. Yeah, Amazon Flex.
Yeah, you guys, it's just so many opportunities. If you're a writer, if you have great writing skills, people are always looking for a copy editor. People are always looking for somebody to write something for them. If you're good, you have to have confidence. Let's talk about what does it take to be good at your side hustle. For one, you cannot be lazy. How about that, you guys? You're spending a lot of time watching TV. That TV's watching you. You're not getting paid. You're not going to have the energy, the health one day. So use your time wisely. Be a gift to somebody else. So use your gifts. Crisette always says that your gifts will make room for you. And if you don't use them, you will lose them. So what are you good at? Hire yourself out. People can use you in a way that you're going to feel good giving away your gifts and you're going to get compensated. What else, you guys? What else makes you good in the hustle? I think ambition, energy, having a certain intellect, like understanding the process. What else, buddy, makes you good at the hustle?
I mean, it's really, and maybe it's because, Detroit, we're known as like the blue collar type city. Like even the championship Pistons, not the bad boys, but it could be said for them too. But the 2004 Pistons, they were called the going to work Pistons. They didn't have a Kobe Bryant, LeBron James level star player. They just had these 5 guys who were going to come together and work hard every day. So it's not even that it takes a lot of skills for a lot of it. It just takes your time, and if you want to do it, go do it. It takes nothing for me to drive up the street and pick up a bag of burgers for somebody. It takes really nothing. I mean, make sure your license ain't suspended.
That's it. That's it. That's
somebody
good.
to teach you the system, Sabrina. Somebody to teach you the system, like you're saying, buddy. Everybody I know, if you have somebody who teaches you the Uber system, this is how you take the good jobs. This is where you go Uber, make more money in this time. Uber, they can Uber in the peak time and make as much money as somebody else who maybe is Ubering all day. So even within this, how to work the system is huge.
Yeah, you have to know the system, and you just it's your business, so you set what you're worth. Like if I see an order that's going 10 miles in some direction, I'm like, I'm not doing that order because I'm thinking about the time it's going to take me there. I just decline that order and it goes on to the next person. Someone picks it up, but you decide what your time is worth. You decide what you think your value is. If it doesn't make sense to me, then I'm not going to do it. It has to just make sense to you, but it's definitely a lot out there that you can, get into and really make a difference. And like my mom said, I left my then girlfriend in the basement, but I also was doing it in the mind that, okay, I'm about to buy a ring for her, so I have to go get it, and, I did ship for 20 weeks and I was able to get about $11,250. Now it all didn't go towards a ring, but at the same time, if you wanted it, it was there, and now it's kind of died down a little bit. So I'm just happy that it can't be said that I left all that money on the table. I got it while it was hot, and when it cooled down, it didn't. I just saw an article about a guy who during the pandemic, he made $100,000 just from ship. And the pace I was going at, which was pretty good, was maybe only $45,000, but he did $100,000. So the money is there.
Yeah. The money is there. And let's not forget about direct sales, you guys. Direct sales, I'm telling you, multiple streams of income when you can get paid, unpaid on that residual income. Find what works for you because it's working. Count that cash, baby. Stack it, stack it, stack it. That's it. Well, you've been an amazing audience, buddy. Thank you for being our guest today. Let's go get it, you guys. It's out there. Thank you for joining. We got issues, the force of friendship. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Ciao.